Welcome to the Product File Walkthrough and Error Remediation training module of the Fast Catalog Platform or FCP Vendor Training Series. In this module, we will discuss the new product file, what it is and when to use it, how the product file incorporates the SIP and price proposal template fields, the FCP automated validation process and how to avoid errors, and how to remediate any errors that may return during that validation process. The new product file, what it is and when to use it. The FCP product file is a combination and consolidation of the PPT and SIP template, which contains the fields required for publishing on GSA Advantage. Any products that are sold on Advantage should be entered in the new FCP product file and submitted in FCP for validation checks, automated market research, CSCO review, and ultimately publication to Advantage. When adding or changing products via the product file, FCP generates and returns a compliance and pricing report to the vendor. This compliance and pricing report contains market research information regarding the products to be sold on Advantage, including any flags that may need to be addressed by the vendor for each product. See the Compliance and Pricing Report training module for more information regarding this process. The product file streamlines the data entry process, ensures that Advantage is updated at the same time as the contract, and provides contractors with a copy of their catalog file that is ultimately published to Advantage. For any products that are not sold on Advantage, the vendor should continue to use the product's PPT. The PPT can be uploaded via the FCP for CSCO review. See the Catalogs with Mixed Composition training module for more information regarding this process. The FCP product file is only compatible with Microsoft Excel. Only Excel should be used to open, edit, and save product information. Other file reader applications should not be used for editing the product file, as this may impact the file's formatting and result in errors. The product file contains the following tabs: README. This tab contains instructions regarding required versus optional fields, data entry requirements, and which fields publish to Advantage. Products. This tab is required for all products intended for sale on Advantage and contains key information regarding the product name, part number, price, and photo references. Here, the photo URL refers to the URL for the product. This field will be renamed in a future system update. Help text displays throughout the product file. Hover over any of the column titles that contain a red triangle to view additional information about the field and how to populate it. The next three tabs in the product file are optional and should only be entered as applicable to the catalog. Options. This tab contains a list of options that are not standalone products, but refer to features of a product that may vary, such as the sizes and colors available for a specific t-shirt. Product accessories. This tab is required if any products are listed on the Products tab with an item type of accessory. Accessories are standalone products that can be purchased separately, but they are linked to the base products they are compatible with, such as a docking station for a specific computer. Quantity volume. This tab defines any quantity discounts based on the number of units being ordered or a volume discount based on the total price of the product being ordered. Price buckets can be defined for each product on this tab. Reference. This tab contains allowable codes for fields that only accept specific values, such as the country of origin or unit of measure. In a future FCP application update, support for the following additional product information will be included: zonal pricing. Multiple product files can be submitted within the same FCP catalog action. So if vendors would like to submit a product file per manufacturer, this is allowed. However, the system will automatically combine multiple product files prior to returning the compliance and pricing report, as long as the combined file does not exceed the Excel row limit. This combined file is what the CSCO will review. FCP does not have a file size limit. However, the maximum number of products that can be listed in a single product file aligns with the maximum row limit for Excel. Vendors with more than 1,048,574 products would need to submit multiple product files into FCP. Additionally, eMod has a file size limit of 100 megabytes. If any product files exceed 100 megabytes, FCP will automatically split the product files upon automated delivery to eMod in order to stay within eMod file size limit. No vendor action is required. How SIP and PPT fields are incorporated. There are several SIP tabs that are not explicitly referenced in the FCP product file. Many of these fields are either replaced by another field or form, pulled directly from the source, removed, or not yet supported but will be included in a future application update. There are 7 PPT fields that are integrated into the product file. Each of these fields will be blank upon initial access when transitioning your catalog to FCP, and none of these fields publish to Advantage. See the Catalog First Steps training module for more information regarding this initial transition. The recycled content % field is required only for copy paper offering products. The most favored customer name and price fields are required only if the vendor does not participate in transactional data reporting, or TDR. The government price no fee field is required for all products, and the value must be based off of the government price with fee value. The dealer cost, most favored customer markup percentage, and government markup percentage fields are required if using markup-based pricing. The majority of fields included in the product file will publish to Advantage, and these fields will be pre-populated upon initial download. See the README tab of the product file for more information. Automated product file validations and avoiding errors. Upon the vendor submitting their product files in FCP, the system goes through 3 stages of validation checks. Basic validation, to ensure that required fields have data and that the data is in the expected format. Business rule validation, to ensure that specific calculations are correct or that conditionally required fields are entered. And additional business rule validation, comparing data entered against additional business rules that may be required based on the vendor's contract. These error checks happen sequentially, meaning that if a validation error occurs, regardless of which stage it occurs in, the vendor will have to fix all the errors in the appropriate files and then resubmit all of their product files for the action, which will start the process again with the first validation check. While a product file is undergoing validation, the FCP action status updates to reflect whether processing or validation is taking place at any given point during the 3-stage process. To avoid errors, make sure to always download either the product file template or currently approved product file directly from FCP, rather than opening and editing a previous product file from your hard drive. The product file template is a living document that undergoes updates. If you upload an older version of the product file, you may receive errors. Always use Microsoft Excel to open, edit, and save the file. Google Sheets is not compatible, and files saved in Google Sheets will receive errors. Thoroughly read the column instructional text and the README tab to ensure the expected data is entered where appropriate. For example, the government price no fee field is a calculation based on the SIN. This calculation is provided in the instructional text. Do not list the same product in multiple open catalog actions. The FCP system uses the manufacturer name and manufacturer part number to identify unique products. For example, if you need to change the product description of a particular product that is currently undergoing a temporary price reduction action, you can only proceed with a change action for that particular product once the TPR action is pending publishing to Advantage. Remediating validation errors. If any submitted product file fails validation, then the system sends an email notification to all authorized negotiators listed on the contract, displays an error report in the action page, and updates the FCP action status to requires vendor action pending vendor upload. If multiple product files were submitted, then multiple error reports may return. The error report file names will include the product file name that it applies to. Download the error report and review its contents to determine which fields contain unexpected data. If data exists on multiple tabs in the product file, then the error report may contain multiple tabs, as errors are organized by product file tab. In this example, on row 3 in our product file, we are missing a manufacturer part number, which is required. Likewise, on the Product Accessories tab, we are also missing a required field, the accessory manufacturer part number on row 3. To resolve these issues, add the missing part numbers to your product file, save, re-upload, and resubmit the product file in the FCP. If multiple product files were originally uploaded to the action, then all files, not just the product file that received a validation error, must be re-uploaded and resubmitted back through product file validation checks. Once the product files pass the third and final validation stage, then the FCP action automatically progresses through to the next workflow step. Depending on the action type, this could be automatically sending the products through for market research to return the compliance and pricing report, or automatically sending the product file to the linked EMOD modification. Time for a knowledge check. What is the purpose of the product file? To collect product price proposal template fields and SIP EDI advantage fields in one file, to streamline data entry for vendors, to ensure advantage details are updated at the same time as contract modifications, to represent your catalog file that will publishers publish to advantage. All of the above, none of the above. This concludes the product file walkthrough training module. Thank you for watching.